Good morning, children. Welcome to the social session. Children, in the previous class, we tried to understand about the organic farming and the foreign trade in agricultural products. So, after learning about the agriculture, now this agriculture is the main livelihood for the most of the people in the country. The second most important source of income is industries. So, we shall, and this agriculture and industries are interrelated. How they are interrelated, I will tell you. Because this agriculture produces the raw material required for the industries. If there is no development of agriculture, then there will be no development of industries. That is how I call it as they are interrelated. Most of the agro-based industries derive their raw materials from the agriculture only. So, for example, a textile industry requires cotton, and cotton is produced, is cultivated in agriculture. So, this cotton development or the cotton cultivation development has an impact on the availability of the cotton to this textile industry. For example, and in the same way, sugar industry, the sugar cane is a raw material required for them. So, many of the agro-based industries require the raw material from the agriculture. For that reason, the development of these industries is directly proportionate to the development of the agriculture. So, if you look at what are the basic necessities required for setting up of industries in the country, okay, we have already seen in class 8th, I suppose, in class 7th, I suppose, about a paper industry. Paper industry, we have visited a paper industry and we try to understand about the raw materials required for a paper industry. Paper industry required wood pulp as the raw material, isn't it? And how the wood will be supplied to this paper industry we have seen. So, the story of a paper industry was one example, and you would also have noticed how factories work and about the process of manufacturing different products also you might have seen at home or in the industries. So, this happens in a large factory or even at home or even in a small shed also this manufacturing process takes place. So, in this chapter we will learn about how the Indian industries have grown over the years and what is the role of the government initiatives in promoting the industries we shall see under the industries in India. So, India's main industrial activity for a long time was the handicrafts, making up of many goods through the handicrafts, particularly the textile goods. Under the colonial rule also, barring a few industries, India could not develop a sound industrial base. Very few industries were set up during the colonial period. Not much diversification we could not find during the colonial period, because Britishers never allowed for the development, industrial development of the country. So, it did not have the capacity to produce a wide range of goods and services to promote the industrial activities in the country under the colonial period. After 1947, India began to take many initiatives and develop its industrial base, and it has promoted many industrial activities in the country. One most important driving force behind the idea was to become a self-sufficient in meeting our needs and to make the country an industrially developed nation even. Agriculturally, we need to be self-sufficient, and industrially, especially basic needs, iron and steel is considered as a basic industry. So, those industries and those goods which are basically required, India should be self-sufficient. We should not depend upon foreign countries to import such kind of goods. So, for factories, for machines, you need big machines, and a modern factory manufacturing cloth, for instance, you would use the loom that runs on electricity. So, as compared to hand looms, when you use electric looms, these looms produce a larger quantity of cloth than by the handmade, and that too in a short span of time. Similarly, there are very complex machines which are required to produce the cement, cars, edible oils, and even the goods which are required. So, to run these machines, all factories require a source of power, which is usually electricity. So, that is one of the most important industry required, electricity producing industry. And the other one, factories require machines, and these machines are made up of iron. So, these are the two important industries which are required, iron and steel and electricity. So, machines and electricity are required to run them. Further, all factories also require raw materials through which the goods can be produced. For example, steel is required to produce the cycles. There are some factories which produce the steel sheets from iron and coal. Other factories use these sheets to manufacture the steel tubes. And finally, the cycle factory uses these steel tubes and manufacture the steel frame, and they produce a cycle. Note that the basic source of the steel and raw materials are like iron and coal. So as in the above example, minerals and ores, from where the basic source of energy is derived, are the raw materials required for the factories to produce the goods. A large number of goods are produced by the factories that are used by other factories. These are called as intermediate steps, or in the chain of production many factories get involved. But when we get consumed, we can get consumer goods that are directly consumed from the by the people from the shops. Transportation is also needed in order to move the raw material from one place to another place, and transferring of the finished goods from factory to the market is also required. And trucks, railways, ships are the various modes of transportation which involves. For this, you require some essential facilities such as the system of road you require, the tracks you require, and ships, waterways you require. Without these all, transportation is also not possible. So the good conditions for which you link a large number of towns and cities, villages in the country, a system of transporting the material by rail, ports, through which you can accommodate a large number of ships, are also organizing for loading and unloading them is required for transportation. Hence, for industrialization, that is to develop a large number of industries, we have certain basic requirements like machines is required, electricity is required, minerals are required, and ores and transportation facilities are required. And even banking is also required, which can lend money for procuring all these things. Banking is also required. So these factories producing these essential goods, machines, and electricity, minerals and ores and transport facilities, they are called as basic industries. Basic industries produce the essential goods that can form as a base for the support of a large variety of factories in further. So they are considered as a basic goods. So where these industries are located, why they are located only in that place, we shall see in the next class, children. Thank you.